All right, so Justice Waller, tell us about what your thoughts were after this second round of the debate. What did you think were the best moments tonight for you?
Well, over half the voters have already, in my opinion, over 50% have supported the three positions have held consistently since I qualified February 28th. Representative Foster and I agreed on three essential positions. Any kind of economic development, any growth in the state has got to center around education, health care, roads and bridges. And so I believe I was able to articulate that and give the voters a choice of issues and solution versus sound bites.
Can you tell us more? You mentioned that you would want the waits at the DMV to be 30 minutes or less. Can you tell us more about that?
Well, right now, I hear stories of people having to wait all day and then they close the station before they can get a driver's license. That's unacceptable. Anyone in government service is a public servant, and that's the way they need to conduct business. I was very process-oriented as Chief Justice. I understand my 21 years on the court, 10 as Chief Justice. We're going to operate this efficiently, and it's going to be in a manner that the taxpayers are going to be pleased with. It's going to be responsive, and we're going to do the work that we need to do.
Mr. Chief Justice, you're underspent. You know, he's got a lot of money, but you're forcing the issue in this runoff. Why is it working? Why is what you're saying resonating versus who folks thought would kind of get a walk into office, perhaps?
Well, and that's right. He has 10 times more money than I have, but it works because people are interested in issues. And I've got policy statements, I've got issues, I've got solutions. They're proven. The health care, Mike Pence has proven that. Ronald Reagan with the user fees. Every state around Mississippi has had a new highway program based on user fees, and so Mississippi is there. And we're either going to step up and do something, or we're going to be left behind in terms of industrial development, in terms of tourism, every way you want to look at. Not to mention the cost to the average Mississippian right now can spend up to $800 on car repairs. So we can either sit and do nothing, stick our heads in the sand, or we can be conservative. We can have action, and we can address the needs of this state, which I think the voters are interested in.
You've been hitting hard on those three things: infrastructure, health care, education. Of those three, as you've talked to folks around the state, which one is the issue of those three?
They are the three legs of the stool. The stool is the issue. You cannot advance economically unless you have all three of those things. Nobody's going to move into a community without a hospital. No business is going to locate if you don't have the infrastructure there, and with the education as well. You've got to have good schools. So all three of those. I've met with economic developers, and they say that you've got to have those three in place to recruit. So I want to recruit industry. I want jobs. I want some excitement. I want people school teachers to enjoy their work. I want there to be competition for school. We need the best teachers possible. I want the hospitals. They need to pay their employees. We've got new programs that they need to have. Often it's one of the largest employers in the community. Roads and bridges. My goodness, people need to be able to go to work without destroying a motor mount or a strut. So it's there. We need to do it. The people are aware of it, and we can do it in a very tax neutral way without any new taxes. And it's going to be good for the people, and people are going to be excited about it.
The Lieutenant Governor didn't look at you and say directly, you're not a conservative tonight, although a lot of the ads he's been running the past couple of weeks have been more direct. But even in what he did say tonight, there was obviously this alluded notion from him that you're not a conservative. What do you make of that notion? Well,
his platform is basically sound bites and conservative versus liberal. My platform is policy statements and issues, and so I don't take anything from it. I want to address the issues. I think the people are interested in substance, and so I'm going to move forward, and I think that's resonated with the people. I'm looking forward to next Tuesday. We're in the Republican primary, but I think this is going to be a serious issue in November when you have the independents and Democrats, and I think that we've just shown that in Republican circles, over half of the Republicans are interested. So if you don't have a Republican candidate that can embrace these issues, then we won't have a Republican governor, because I think more independents and Democrats are going to be interested in it. And the reason it needs to be Republicans, we need to control the agenda. We need to have conservative approaches to it. And so I'm the candidate to win in November, and I think this is a critical turning point in the future of Mississippi.